think before the game I had mentioned, just about their style, their system, and how they play, and how it's a little bit different and unique because they're 4s and 5s, shoot the three, and obviously to start the game, I think they made 8 threes in the first quarter, and it took probably a little bit of time for our bigs to get adjusted. It was a little different for them. And Kenny does a great job putting those guys in situations where they get some opportunities to shoot threes. But I thought after that first quarter, our guys really adjusted. I thought we had a last 3 quarters of the game where we defended at a very high level in terms of where we wanted to be, and I'm sure that there were some shots they missed, but in terms of where we needed to be and the intensity and the aggressiveness of getting to where we needed to be was really, really good for the last 3 quarters. And then I thought overall, offensively, I thought we were able to get into the paint. Russell obviously had an exceptional game, was so efficient, and in the first half going 9 of 10. But we got a lot of contributions. Victor played really, really well. I thought Joffrey coming off the bench gave us very good minutes. I thought Ennis gave us good quality minutes. So, it was a great game for us, coming off the Houston game, and this game, for us to play against some of these teams that are very, very high-octane offensive teams that are challenging the guard. I think it's made us better, and I think we've improved.
Questions? Oh, Billy, in that stretch, I think it was like 2:39 when Russell came off in the third quarter, your reserves were able to extend the lead, and it seemed like tonight the reserves did a good job of maintaining those stretches of good offensive play while Russell was off the floor. What did you think about the reserves tonight?
I thought it did a really good job. I think I mentioned after, a couple games ago about that. I felt like we as a staff, and myself in particular, need to try to help those guys. Thought they were on the same page. I thought they moved the basketball. I thought they made the game easier for each other. They generated good shots. They helped each other. They defended. It was good to see them play the way they did, and it was good to see them, extend onto the lead. I think, maybe a little bit there in that fourth quarter. We had, a couple of, I think they maybe cut it back down from 9. We're up maybe 14. But those guys on the bench, I thought our whole team tonight did a really, really nice job. I thought it was a really, really good collective group effort, and something that hopefully we can continue to build on.
Coach, you mentioned Victor's ability to get a lot of his game onto the floor. Are you seeing more and more of his impact across the board?
Well, he's 11 for 17 tonight, but it's like he's taking good shots. He's taking efficient shots. I think he's getting a better understanding of where his shots are coming from. He made a couple great passes into the pocket to some of the bigs, and got those guys some easier opportunities around the basket. I think he's growing inside of how we're trying to play and having a better understanding of what he needs to do. But listen, he's 11 for 17. He took 17 shots, and I would say that all the shots he took were good shots. And he's going to have some nights where he doesn't shoot the ball. It's just normal. That's part of the game. You play 82 games. You're going to have those nights. But he's defending at a high level. He's rebounding. He had a heck of a block shot. He had a heck of a putback. There's other things he's doing right now to impact the game, and certainly it helps us when any of those guys score. But with the way he played, tonight, he was just an efficient player. That was the thing that was great. Both he and Russell were extremely efficient. They were both. Russell's efficiency in the game was unbelievable. He was getting great quality shots, making very, very good decisions, and I thought Victor did the same thing.
Billy, I know you've mentioned Russell's efficiency a lot. Last, was it 4 games now, he's taken 10 threes, and he kind of mentioned how he said he wants to at least be going to the rim a little bit more. Have you noticed an actual conscious change other than just the shot distribution and numbers being different?
Well, I would say this with Russell. When you spend time with him and you talk to him, the first thing is he's always about the team. He's trying to win, and he'll do anything that he can to help a team win. I think Russell is very, very, and part of the reason I think he's evolved into the player he's involved is I think he's a very, very self-reflective guy when it comes to watching film. I don't know if people understand how much film he actually watches on his own to try to learn and to try to get better. So, after a game's over with, he's going to evaluate things, he's going to look at things and probably says, maybe some of these threes. I believe the reason he's shooting such a high percentage here of late from behind the three-point line is he's getting a lot of catch and shoots. His legs are under him, and he's got good balance. And I think when he's balanced, he's an exceptional shooter. He shoots the ball very, very well. So I think that's the biggest thing for Russell, has just been talking to him about just being efficient, and he's done a great job of that. But I think that's probably more him reading the game and making those decisions because he's got such a good feel for the game that he can self-correct when he sees something that maybe needs to change.
What is, I know Zach Lowe wrote about a couple days ago about the phrase that you guys use with Steven, "we don't flinch." And like tonight, he kind of got that shove late in the game, and legitimately his facial expression did not change. When you look at Steven and just see him take hits like that sometimes and just doesn't even react, what do you think when you see that?
Well, listen. Steven's such a great guy and such a team-oriented guy. He said to me coming over, he says, "I don't think I did anything wrong, but if I did, I'm sorry." It's kind of the guy Steven is. But I didn't see the play. My back was turned because I knew he had gotten fouled. I think it was on a missed free throw. They called the foul. I saw him go down, but I didn't see him get up and where there was a little bit of a problem. But again, like I said this with all these players, like what Andre did last game defensively, what Russell does, every game, what Steven goes through physically, and these front court players, and the amount of contact and their body in plays, and then having to do it 82 nights with limited rest in between games. I mean, what Steven does physically is really, really remarkable. And I think as a coach, you always want to make sure that those guys understand how much you appreciate the fact that they're always putting their bodies in plays. And it's impressive what they all do.